Hello and welcome to the Daily Millwall for Friday the 31st of January 2025, a date that goes down in the history books. Now, why would that be? Well, if you didn't know, Millwall have broken their transfer record feat again. They broke it in the summer transfer window when they brought in Ivanovic, and they've broken it now again to bring in Camiel Neghli. Who? Exactly. I'll tell you. Don't worry. I'll let you know who this guy is. I'll let you know all about it. Now, into a bit of background. Start setting up the video. So obviously, I go through the World Wide Web, the internet. You know, the amazing thing that it is. Start setting up the stories, putting them in order. How am I going to talk to you about them? And while I'm doing this, you know, I'm watching and I'm listening to that Millwall podcast. Their live show that they do every Friday, which I try to join in with, even though I think they're getting a bit annoyed with me at the moment, but that's fine. And then Millwall put out a tweet at 10 p.m. of a plane landing on a runway. Okay, what's that about? That wakes everyone up. That's like, okay, here we go, something's happening. Rather than just coming out with it, they put out that was an emoji tweet, not a picture, an emoji. So you see that. And then minutes later, they come out with this, a drone. They posted a drone video of, I think, so it had two connotations in that. The video that they made was a drone coming from the centre circle to the stands where Camiel was sitting, and then it stops in front of him, and that's it. But also implies that, we're signing someone from abroad, which we have, because he is from the Dutch league. The same league that, the Zion Flume played in. So there is that. Now, let's start reading this. millfc.co.uk. Millwall announced Camiel Neghli signing. Millwall Football Club is delighted to announce the signing of Camiel Neghli for a club record fee. The 23-year-old winger joins from Sparta Rotterdam on a long-term contract and becomes the Lions' fifth signing of the January transfer window. Algerian Neghli played in FC20's youth setup before spending 6 years in the academy at Graafschap. He then made a move to Sparta in the summer 2023, exciting the Dutch club supporters with a number of displays, scoring 5 times in 27 matches in 23-24. Camiel scored 5 further goals in 20 fixtures this season, most recently playing last Sunday in a 2-1 victory at AZ Alkmaar. There's some pictures there. So obviously they announced it at 10 p.m. This picture is it's not in the dark, so this must have been taken earlier today. And he's doing a gang sign now. I don't know what that's about. Is it a duck? Is it an eagle? I don't know. It looks like some kind. Is he doing shadow puppets? I don't know what that's about. There he is again. Yep. There he is in his clobber. We're back to the gang signs. They got him wearing stuff in a club shop. Number 56. Now, that's because Millwall have given basically all of the under-21 squad a squad number. So we're up to like number 56 now. He doesn't look happy to be playing number 56. So he'll have to wait till next season until we get a new number, or if someone leaves. Neghli, who has 2 caps for the Algerian under-20 side, will wear squad number 56 for the remainder of the 24-25 campaign. I'm over the moon to welcome Camiel to the club, said Steve Gallen, Mill's director of football. We've been monitoring him for a long time and believe he's the right type of player to add real quality to the side. He has demonstrated the ability to not only operate as a right winger, but also pose a threat in the number 10 role. He's quick, dynamic, and whilst naturally left-footed, he's not afraid to shoot and score goals with both feet. We've worked hard to get this signing over the line at this stage of the season. I would like to thank Alex Neil for his assistance to get Camiel in, as well as James Belson for his unwavering support to get the deal confirmed. So there you go. Done and dusted. So a winger who can play, I believe, anywhere along the front three, if we're still playing 4-2-3-1. Can play on the right, but comes in on his left foot. Can play at the number 10 role. Only 23 years old. Interesting stuff. So we've got this. This is from Rijnmond.nl. It's just Dutch paper. Millions transfer at Castile. Sparta sells Neghli to Millwall. So none of this was, I believe there may have been an embargo until 10 p.m. UK time, 11 p.m. European time, because this all came out around about the same time. So no one was ahead with it. No one knew anything about it. So Camiel Neghli makes a switch from Sparta to Millwall with immediate effect. The number 14 of the English Championship is said to pay between 3 and 4 million euros for the winger. So that is a lot of money. It's like 2.8 million or something if you convert it. So obviously between 3 and 4, I guess that's conditional in terms of, sell-ons and whatnot and stuff, and you know how it is, how these deals are structured. So at least 3 million euros, up to 4 million euros. Camiel Neghli came over from De Graafschap a year and a half ago for an amount of 5 tons. The 23-year-old attacker. Well, this is automatically translated by Microsoft Edge, the browser that I'm using. That's why that 5 tons. I think they mean 500k. So there you go. On the club website of Sparta, technical director Gerald Ninjkamp is full of praise for the development of Neghli. He managed to impress as a player, was responsible for some brilliant goals, which we aroused interest, from home and abroad, and this is a great step for him. But it's equally important that his new club meets our conditions, with Mitchell van Bergen, we already have increased the lineup on the wings, but we still have the desire to strengthen ourselves offensively and are looking at the possibilities. And then they talk about a Man City player that's Neghli played 51 games for Sparta, in which he scored 11 times and gave 4 assists. So there you go. Now, who is he? As mentioned, so we found out some details. He was born on the 6th of November 2001. It was a cold and stormy night. No, I don't know. He plays for Eredivisie club Sparta Rotterdam, born in the Netherlands, but obviously of Algerian heritage. He's played at youth level for Algeria, but he's now aged out of that. He's 23 years old now. So he's played twice for the under-20s and 5 times for the Algerian under-23s. So I believe, according to the club calendar, that he is now too old for the under-23s, because he's 23 and was 23 on the 6th of November. So I think he's too old. So we wait to see. Will he get an Algeria call-up? Obviously, because he's only played for the youth setups, he could change clubs to another club that he's eligible to play for, or a country. So he could probably play for Netherlands, but you would imagine, if he comes to Millwall and starts playing well, why would he not be called up for Algeria? Now, that poses a problem for us maybe in the future, in the long term, in terms of the African Nations Cup. There have been some talk about them moving it to the summer, but obviously it's insanely hot in Africa. I don't know if you knew that. But they generally have it in January, February, when the English season is going on. So he could be missing for that if he does get called up by Algeria. Obviously, that's a future problem for future videos. But at the moment, let's find out who this guy is. So obviously, there's his stats. I'm not going to go into them on Wikipedia because we've already. I'm going to move on to this and go over here because they've got a bit more stuff about them. So these are his recent matches, last 5 matches you can see here. So there you go. So it says here that he didn't score against AZ Alkmaar. So I don't know why they said he scored against AZ Alkmaar. According to this, his last game goal was against Mengen in the 15th of December. But this is his career so far in men's professional football. That is covered by fbref.com, this website. So, age 18, he starts playing for De Graafschap in the Eredivisie, which is the second division. That's this one here, second division in the Netherlands. The Netherlands. So that's his professional debut. 128 minutes in 8 games. He scores 1 goal. And they finished 3rd in the league, which I'm assuming that doesn't tend to send them up. I think they have a playoff system, but not like ours. It's a playoff where the team above plays the team below. So you would imagine maybe they were in a playoff. Not really. Obviously, that was a long time ago. Not really bothered about that. But then, so 19 years old, again, the same division. They finished 9th. He plays more, 741 minutes, 3 goals. Progression. He's improving. Getting better. Same division. Year later, 20 years old, same division, same club. They finished 10th, so quite similar. 32 matches played. He starts 31. Plays 2,702 minutes, scoring 11 goals and getting 4 assists. So comes into this the Dutch second division, does okay, like a little bit part player, does okay, absolutely smashes it. Is a first team regular and scores an insane amount of goals, which then gets him a move to Sparta Rotterdam in the big show of the Eredivisie, the first division. They finish 8th in the league, which is no mean feat. That's a very good league. You know, they've got some big teams in that league, and obviously, I believe Feyenoord is the big team in Rotterdam, aren't they? I think they're in Rotterdam. So he's playing for the second team in Sparta Rotterdam. They finish 8th in the Eredivisie, which, again, I would assume then that's probably just outside of qualification for UEFA competitions. Maybe they got in a conference. I don't think they've been playing in it this season. Well, that would have been for last season. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe they did. I can find out. But then, so obviously, this is his step up. He's proven himself in the Dutch second division. He goes to the Dutch first division. Plays 1,354 minutes, scoring 5 goals. Okay, cool. Then, the season after, which is the season now that we're in, so far this season, he has played nearly the same amount of minutes that he played last season, 1,382, and he's got his 5 goals, but he's also got 2 assists. So, it's not Zion Fleming, because Zion Fleming obviously is more of a striker who's scoring a lot more goals than he's scoring here. But he is a decent player. He is a decent player. So I don't expect him to be Zion Fleming, but I mean, if he can be half of what Zion Fleming is, that's a decent signing. Although there you could argue, well, you've broken your club record transfer fee. You would imagine you want someone better than Zion Fleming. But, you know, the reason why he costs so much and a lot more, because he's about 3 years younger than Zion Fleming. So you would hope that, you know, there's still room for him to grow. And we'll see if there is. We'll see if he comes to Millwall and he grows. To go from, obviously, the Dutch first division to the Championship, the English second division. I mean, this is, I think it's a step up. You know, I imagine if you're Dutch, you might disagree with that, but I think that is a step up to some extent. Or maybe it's a step sideways. It's probably similar but different, but you could say that fair. If you said that, I'd probably agree with you on that. That's probably a fair thing to say. There's other stats that I'm not going to go through at the moment, but Millwall break transfer record fee again for a 23-year-old Dutch Algerian who is left-footed but can play off the right wing. Wow. And they waited until 10 o'clock. Now, why did they do that? What's the reasoning behind that? I don't know. But I did mention it the other day. So I don't know. But obviously, yeah, I guess maybe. I mentioned in a video on transfer deadline day, the deals are open until 11 o'clock, which is stupid. You know, if they did it earlier, if they did it around 9 o'clock, say the transfer window closes at 9 o'clock, They could put it on TV. It can be a show, like a massive show that starts around 8 o'clock. And then, they could get millions of people watching it and have it, that kind of like entertainment. Which that's what it is now, Everyone wants to see, everyone's views are going up over the transfer windows. My views goes up, views of everyone else's channels goes up. Because everyone wants to know who we're buying, who we're signing. They don't want to know about the games, because if you go to the games, why do you want to hear someone else talking about the games? Because you've just been at the game. So they're either going to say what you saw and you're going to agree with them, or they're going to say something different and you're going, hang on a minute, I was there. That's not what happened. So why would you want to hear about the game? You want to see the game. Obviously, there's channels that show footage of games and stuff from the supporters' view, which is good. But you don't want to hear about the game. But you do want to hear about the signings that we're making, and we made an absolute cracking of a signing, Camiel Neghli, today. We also confirmed another signing. Luke Cundle has been confirmed. Told you about this weeks ago. Told you yesterday he was out in a medical. It's been done, dusted. We've got pictures on the official site as well. It's all completed, and he was signed in time to play against QPR tomorrow. I don't think Neghli was. So Mill complete deal for Luke Cundle, ex-Wolves midfielder, registered in time ahead of QPR clash. This is from londonnewsonline.co.uk, the South London Press's website. Millwall Football Club is delighted to announce the signing of Luke Cundle. Was this copy and pasted? This isn't the official website, but it says Millwall Football Club is delighted to announce the signing of Luke Cundle. You've just literally copied and pasted that from Mill's website, and you've left that in instead of saying Mill announced the signing of... Oh dear. Caught ya. Got ya. The 22-year-old midfielder joins from Wolverhampton Wanderers for an undisclosed fee and signed a 3.5-year deal. He's become the Lions' fourth signing in the January transfer window. The South Londoners confirmed that he has been registered in time to be in contention for Saturday's Championship visit of Queen's Park Rangers. I'm pleased to have captured the signature of Luke, said Steve Gallen, Mill's director of football. Luke has Championship and some Premier League experience. He's a midfielder who is comfortable on the ball. He's full of energy and he wants to run around and play forward. He's got a good record of goal involvements, goals and assists at every team he's played for. And I want to thank Wolves for their help with this signing. We all welcome Luke to the club, and we look forward to watching what he can do with us over time. Over time, what can we do? What can he do? What can we do? Can we get promoted? I mean, obviously not this season, next season. And then we have to go again, because then we have to buy another 11 players that can play in the Premier League. I mean, what's going on here? Now, told you it was official. They've been training. Everyone's smiling. I don't know why he's smiling. Like, they're coming in to take your place in the team. It's a squad game now. What have we got? Like 5 subs a game. If you're an attacking player, you're almost certainly not going to play 90 minutes. That's just not how it goes nowadays. You're going to have to come off or you're going to have to come on. That's how it goes. So this is from millfc.co.uk. Pictures from training. That includes some other surprises. So AJ Matthews and Luke Cundle join Millwall training. January transfer window signings, AJ Matthews and Luke Cundle trained with their new teammates for the first time on Friday morning. Take a look at the gallery below as the Lions prepare for the Saturday's visit of Queen's Park Rangers. So Luke Cundle, he's lucky, he got number 25. He didn't end up with 59 or 99 or whatever, but he got 25. There's AJ Matthews. Now, who's that over there? Blurry, a bit blurry, but I recognise that smiling Irishman anywhere. That is Aidomo Emakhu. He is back training. He's on the grass, as they say. There's Alex Neil. He's he's very interested in that ball. And here we go again. Hopefully he hasn't got injured. So there you can see lots of pictures of Luke Cundle. That's RBW there. Tanganga. He's not going nowhere. He ain't going nowhere. He's got... What the fuck is that? He's got words on... He's got words on the bottom of his foot, on the sole of his boots. predomination. What does that say? Freedom? I don't know what that says. What more there? And Saville. They're looking very impressed. Like, where have all these players come from? Connolly there. Will he be scoring tomorrow? And there he is. Aidomo Emakhu. Back training. He's on the grass. I think there's Alex Neil teaching them how to try and get an offside. Like, you put your hand up in the air and you shout offside. So there we go. We're back around again. I mean, damn. What is going on? What is going on? Now, all these players in. How are some players going to get minutes? It's, we're bringing in all these really good young players, but what about the other young players that we have? When are they going to play? Well, they're going to play for Bromley, apparently. It's at bromleyfc.co.uk, Mill's feeder club, I guess, B team. Forward Adam Mayer joins on loan. And there he is. So Bromley Football Club is delighted to welcome forward Adam Mayer to the club, signing on loan for the remainder of the season from Sky Bet Championship side Millwall. The 19-year-old joins Kamal Grant as a second line to spend the season on loan at Hayes Lane. Mayer already has plenty of EFL experience under his belt, making 61 Football League appearances already. He began his senior career with Morecambe after signing from Preston North End at youth level. Mayer made his senior debut in August 2022, coming on as a late substitute against Milton Keynes Dons in Sky Bet League 1. 2 months later, he bagged his first goal in the third tier, netting in a 1-1 draw at Wycombe Wanderers. Mayer would go on to spend the first half of the 23-24 season with Morecambe in League 2, netting another 3 goals. He was rewarded with a move to the Sky Bet Championship in January 2024, signing with Millwall, where he would go on to make 4 appearances in the second tier before starting in the Emirates FA Cup tie against Dagenham Redbridge, returning from a lengthy spell on the sidelines. Adam will wear the shirt number 34. So there you go. You've got another reason to go and watch Bromley if you want to. Mill player on loan. Now, like they say there, so, he was in with Morecambe in League 1. They got relegated in League 2. He stayed there, played, and then ended up moving to Millwall. So he's still only 19, is he? So he's back where he was in some respects, 2 steps forward, 2 steps back. Hasn't broken through in the Championship. Not really doing much. Was injured for a bit, but he's back in League 2 now with Bromley. So you would see, hopefully, he stands out as a really good player, and then that might progress him forward in the future. And we might be seeing more players going out on loan, I would imagine, because how can they play? We're signing all these insanely talented players. How can they play? And here is another one. Apparently, this is a rumor, hasn't been confirmed yet, but it's enough of a rumor that it's being mentioned in the Southern News and the South London Press that there is a medical going on. So this is from southernnews.co.uk. Brighton winger, remember that? Well, oh my God, I'm having flashbacks. You remember the last Brighton winger we signed? Scalak, do you remember him? Oh my God, hopefully it's not as bad as that one. So Brighton winger undergoing medical ahead of permanent move to Millwall. Benicio Baker-Boaitey is undergoing a medical ahead of a permanent move from Brighton, news it then understands. Baker-Boaitey, 21, spent the first half of the season on loan at League 2 side Port Vale, making 10 league appearances and recording 2 assists before being recalled 3 weeks ago. The London-born winger came through West Ham's academy, before joining FC Porto in 2020 over offers from German sides Bayern München and Borussia Mönchengladbach. Brighton signed Baker-Boaitey in January 2022, initially on loan, before making the move permanent that summer. He featured prominently for the under-21s and was on the bench during Brighton's 1-1 league draw with Sheffield United on November the 12th, 2023. The England under-20 international made his senior debut weeks later, coming on late in the Seagulls 3-2 loss to Chelsea on December the 3rd, 2023, and went on to make 6 substitute appearances that campaign. Baker-Boaitey signed a new contract at the end of the 23-24 season before moving to Port Vale on loan, where manager Darren Moore described him as a real game changer when on his game. That's interesting. Why the qualifying words at the end of that sentence? When on his game. So he's very moody, is he? In his departure announcement. If the deal goes through, Baker-Boaitey will become the Lions' 5th signing of the window following the additions of Tristan Kramer, Aaron Connolly, AJ Matthews and Luke Cundle. Well, it was announced this morning. Well, we now know if he does happen, it'll be the 6th. Because we got Camiel Neghli. Camiel Neghli. It'd be interesting to hear Alex Neil say that. Oh, we've seen Camiel Neghli. A cracking little player. Baker-Boaitey. Who's that then? Now, apparently, I haven't pulled it up. So, apparently, he's very short. He's about 4'9". No, seriously. He's one of those players. He has a couple of strings to his bow, but you figure that there are other things lacking in his game, which if he had them, he would be a superstar. One of those. Like, he's very quick, he's very short, and he can run forward with the ball. But other thing, obviously, because he's 4'9", no good in the air. But we'll wait and see. Obviously, he's only 21, and he's only been coming off the bench for Port Vale. Hasn't started any games. So it's one of those where he's quick and that's it. He's got speed. But we'll wait and see if this one goes through. We've had news of the medical. Apparently, he's been on his Instagram saying goodbye to Brighton. So if he's not coming to us, he's obviously clearly leaving Brighton. So he's going somewhere. But we'll wait to see. Get this confirmed. So that's going to be six signings this window. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now we're going to move on to some news of the day that isn't signing related, and then we're going to talk about the game tomorrow. We've got a game tomorrow, by the way. Remember that? This is from millwallfc.co.uk. Mill's Japhet Tanganga nominated for London Football Award. Mill defender Japhet Tanganga has been nominated for the EFL Player of the Year award at the 2025 London Football Awards. The London Football Awards have been celebrating the best of London football for more than 10 years and are independently judged by senior figures from across the industry. Japhet is up against 4 other EFL players, with the winner set to be announced at the awards on the Thursday the 27th of February. Congratulations, Japhet. Well, you see them here. So the other nominees are Japhet Tanganga, Jamie Donnelly, Matty Stevens, Michael Cheek, and Georgia Chakvedadze. First off, Watford ain't in London. Bromley, maybe. I think he's winning this. I think the only other player that might touch him is Michael Cheek. He's obviously scoring a lot of goals for Bromley, but I think Tanganga is he's shoo-in for this, isn't he? And you can get more on the London Football Awards from londonfootballawards.org. Why not? Now, obviously, all these new signings, I mentioned this the other day, signings coming in, the players who are in and around the squad that aren't getting involved, your Kellys and your Masseys and your Hardings, and you know, what are they going to do? Well, we've got Alfie Massey here saying he's ready. Play me, boss, play me. I'm ready for a chance. And he did play, in the Portsmouth Cup game at the start of the season. This was before the previous transfer window closed. This was in August. Did very well. Did very well in that game. It has barely been used since. And in the game... not the Luton game, the Luton away game, that was on TV. In the pictures on that of the Mill bench, you can see he's there behind the bench. So he was in the travelling squad, but didn't make the substitutes bench. So this is from southernnews.co.uk. So Alfie Massey has had quite the year. 3 years after joining Mill's academy, the midfielder was handed a professional contract after spending 3 seasons with the senior squad. He's now gone on to make 2 cup appearances, including one at the Den earlier this month. The 19-year-old now has his sights set on being the next Mill academy product to crack the first team. Massey's journey started at the Lions' deadliest rivals. He was picked up by West Ham as a kid before joining Arsenal aged 11. He played there until he was 14, and he was told that they would only give him a contract if he played at centre-back. And he told them to shove it. A position Massey did not see a future for himself at. I think sometimes I can be more effective higher up the pitch with my range of passing, Massey told the News then. I thought that my attributes suited me higher up the pitch than at the back line limiting myself. Instead, he opted to head to Millwall Club a bit close to home. I've been travelling all up and down London really from a young age. Millwall's my local. We trained at Wellwall in Eltham, which is only about 15 minutes from me. The old academy manager, Kenny Brown, his son was at Arsenal as well. So our dads were friends, and he asked me if I wanted to come in and see what it was like. And I came in there and I enjoyed it. So I thought, it's just local, it's perfect for me. He progressed through the academy before being invited on the 2024 pre-season tour in Spain after impressing for the under-18s in the FA Youth Cup. The first team had a game against Reading and I started that game and I played 60 minutes in that. And after that game I said, am I coming to Spain tomorrow? And they said, yeah, you're on the plane. And it was just last minute. How did he think it went? It was a really good experience for me, coming in as under 21. I wasn't really expecting that to happen, but I trust myself, and I knew as soon as we would get in and we had a chance around the first team that I would showcase myself. Being out in Spain as well was a really good experience to be around the boys 24/7 to see how they act outside of football and the professionalism that they have. A first team debut soon followed, with the ex-Millwall boss Neil Harris naming him in the starting 11 for the Lions' first round EFL Cup clash with Portsmouth on August 13th, 2024. A couple of days before I had an inkling because we were doing shape work and I was in the shape, Massey said. But at the same time, I was thinking, surely I'm not playing. We got to Portsmouth for that night and I was eating dinner with a couple of lads, and then the manager just tapped me on the shoulder and just said, I'm going to be starting you tonight. From then on, I had 3 hours until kick-off, and it was better that way. I didn't have much time to overthink it. I was just straight in there to play. I was all around the first team boys as well, so they all heard the conversation. They were all really happy for me. I just sort of pretended like I wasn't really bothered. I said yeah, thanks very much. But obviously deep down, I was very nervous. It was a big jump up for Massey, who only played for the under-18s before. It was so early on in the season as well, so I was so used to the under-18s football, Massey said. At that point, I don't think I actually played in an under-21s game. The step-up was big, and obviously that physicality as well, who you're playing with. Grown men that have been playing for 10, 15 years for some of them. But I thought that helped me move the ball faster. It just happened naturally. You even move faster or you get caught on the ball. Massey acquitted himself well, and days later, Mill offered him a long-term contract, which Massey considered a no-brainer to sign. I thought as soon as that came into pre-season and I'm adapting more to the first team, I felt like I belonged here, Massey said. I felt like I should be here. As soon as they offered me a contract, it was no-brainer really. I thought another 3 years of my development, I couldn't already see myself getting better. It was always going to be yes for me. Since then, Massey has been around the first team a lot, both in training and on match days. Even if he does not make the final squad, he has learned a lot from the experience. It's been really good, especially being on the bench, so many times now. Even when I'm not in the squad, I'm still around it, and I'm always in the away days and we're in the hotel. And Massey said, it's all building up, it's all good experience for me whenever I do get the chance to show what I can do. He's been helped along by a number of first-team regulars. Everybody's been really nice. Billy Mitchell coming through the academy was a big role model for me. And, since I've been up here, he's been really nice to me and we've been talking a lot. So he helps me a lot. Ryan Leonard and Sean Hutchinson is a really good captain. If I need any advice or anything, I can always go to those type of players and they'll give me an encouragement I need. I feel like I've definitely grown up because, they're different. They've been around for so long, 15 years or so. So the way they talk and everything, it's a lot different. It makes you grow into a man more, which I think helps on the pitch as well, because then you think about, I need to play like a man as well. He took another step in his development by making his Den debut earlier this month, coming off the bench in Mill's 3-0 win against Dagenham and Redbridge in the FA Cup third round. I knew I was going to be in the squad. Alex Neil told me, I think the day or two before, and it was a couple of us, he said, you guys are going to be in the squad. I didn't know I was going to be on the bench. When I saw the score's second goal go in, I thought there might be a chance here, and he told me to go and warm up, and I knew I was going to come on at that point. When asked how he thought it went, Massey said, I was especially playing at Den at the under-18 level in an empty stadium, It felt good to be under the lights, not at full capacity, but a number of Mill fans there supporting as well. It was a surreal feeling. I thought I did okay. Obviously, I only got 7 minutes, I think it was, so I couldn't showcase everything that I was about, but I thought I did well. So what is next for the talented youngster? Well, hopefully a championship debut is next, featuring more regularly. I'm working hard at the moment to get my chance, and I'm ready for a chance. I deserve a chance whenever the manager's ready to give it. I'm working hard every day in training and keeping my head down and just being patient. And whenever that chance comes, I've got to make sure I take it. So there you go. Well, I mean, he's true. I think he's going to need some injuries before he gets that chance, but we've just signed players that can play in the middle. Cundle can play in the middle. He can play as an 8 or a 10. So if we are playing 4-2-3-1, if you are just a central midfielder and that's all people see you as, then that's your options are limited. You know what I mean? Like, where else can you play, really? Can you get into the team in another position? Obviously, we've got problems at right back at the minute. Can you play at right back? Kramer's doing well there, but he's a centre back. Can you be the backup right back? Which would then put probably Harding out of place. But we wait to see. I think it may be best if you go out on loan and just play somewhere. I think if he genuinely thinks that he's good enough for the Championship. Obviously, he's only played in the League Cup, and to be fair, he played in the League Cup against the Championship team, and he's played against Dagenham in the FA Cup. Like, if he thinks he's Championship level, go to League One or League One team on loan, and you should be doing very well there if you're a Championship player of that standard. So we'll see how you go. So, now moving on to this, some quotes from Alex Neil. From the southwarknews.co.uk, I don't fear any team in the league. Mill's boss confident in his side's giant killing capabilities. Alex Neil said, I don't fear any team in the league, when asked about Mill's tough run of fixtures in March and April. Oh, we're looking ahead, are we? Neil was appointed Lions boss on December 30th, 2024, and inherited a side that had only won one game in their last 9. The Scotsman led Mill to 2 draws and 2 defeats in his first 4 league games in charge, before guiding them to 2 consecutive 1-0 away wins against Luton Town and Portsmouth. The Lions now sit 10 points above the drop after looking like they may be dragged into a relegation dogfight last week, and play a number of teams in the bottom half of the table in the next month, including QPR, Plymouth Argyle, Preston North End and Derby County, before facing a tough schedule in March and April. In the span of 6 weeks, Mill will have to travel to 5 out of the current top 9 teams in the Championship before ending their campaign away at currently 3rd place Burnley. When asked how important the next few games were in terms of gaining some distance from the drop zone before their tricky run, Neil said after Mill's 1-0 win at Fratton Park, all the games are important, though. I think that you're going to have to play the teams at the top end of the table at some point, yeah. To be honest, I think Mill's record and my record over the years against the top teams has been particularly good. I don't fear any team in this league, and I think we understand that there might be a different type of game in terms of how it looks, but we know what we're doing in those type of games, and we know they're going to be hard work. I think at the moment, we're building a little bit of confidence, and let's hope we go into those games with everybody fit and in a confident mood. Neil was still keen to highlight the importance of the Lions' win against Pompey. I think at the moment, the players understand the importance of these games, and particularly who we're playing and where they're at on the league table. We spoke about the importance of this game, but the one thing I'll never do with the players is try and sort of bluff them about the importance of the match. And I said to them, listen, tonight is our biggest game of the season. It's a really important game. We need to go and beat them, and we need to put that distance between us and them as much as possible. The players get it, they understand it, and I can see what it meant to them. So there you go, and we have this as well. Maybe the same thing. I didn't check it first, because obviously all the massive transfer news. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it's the same. So there you go. Now, what are we on now? We are I'm going to have to tell you about this. Let's get back up to the top. General information ahead of tomorrow's game. millfc.co.uk. Mill continue their Sky Bet Championship season. Tomorrow, kick-off at 3 p.m. Tickets were sold out. They sold out around 4:30 on Friday afternoon. A lot longer than I thought they would, but they have sold out. It's done. If you're going down there tomorrow, you won't get a ticket from the club. You might get a spare that someone's trying to sell outside the ground, but other than that, you ain't getting a ticket. Obviously, this Saturday, the Lions will once again commemorate the life of Jimmy Mizzen on the annual Jimmy's Day. For further details, click on this link which takes you to the Millwall story about the other day that I told you about. Twin Oaks Primary School will be presented with the Jimmy Mizzen Trophy. They won the Jimmy Mizzen Sparkle Cup last week. So, everything's open now because obviously it's not an early kickoff. Zampa's Family Fun Zone is open. Now, there is a problem with one of the entrances. So, this was posted by Millwall SLO, which means Supporters Liaison Officer. It's not Millwall slow. They're not slow. They're quicker. They're very quick. Important entry and departure information to and from the dense footprint. You mean the stadium? Footprint. Ahead of Saturday's fixture against QPR. Due to recent poor weather, which has created muddy areas along the pathway leading up to Senegal Road's Gate 3 entrance, supporters are encouraged to use Gate 1... ... What do they mean? Here's the tweet. Fully in dark mode. Are encouraged to use Gate 1 and Gate 2 for both arriving and leaving. So it's not going to be closed, but it is very muddy. So this was the one that people were complaining about before, that they put up some kind of barrier and then people knocked the barrier over or something. There's some building work going there. Down there, personally, I don't use that entrance or exit on match days. I go around the front. So if you don't know, Gate 1 is next to where the burger van is, the fish warehouse, next to the Lions store. That's Gate 1. Gate 2 is over the other side, opposite that. On the diagonal in front of the facade or in the car park, and that's where the cars drive in. They go down there, they drive in that way generally on a match day. So that's Gate 2, and that's near to the junction of Surrey Canal Road where it meets Ilderton Road, where there's traffic lights there. That's Gate 2, and then Gate 3 is round the back. If you're going to walk from Surrey Quays station, that's where you'll be going in, is Gate 3. So that's where Gate 3 is. So that's where the problems are. So like I say, if you're wearing your best clobber, I would say don't go around that way. You're probably having to walk around. It takes about 5 to 10 minutes to walk around and go to Gate 2. You just have to walk on to Surrey Canal Road and then walk up to Ilderton Road and then go down to Stockholm Road and then go in there. So yeah, letting you know that. Now, moving on to this from millfc.co.uk, we're going to start previewing the game now. They are Matchday Mascots. Obviously, our home game, 3 p.m. kickoff. Plenty of mascots because it's not a night game. So here we go. Matthew Graham is up first. Saturday's Junior Lions mascot is Matthew Graham. Matthew's age 13. He's been a proud Millwall season ticket holder since he was just 7 years old. He loves coming to the den with his papa, who has also been a Millwall season ticket holder since he was 7, and he's now 76, and with his cousins Ryan and Joseph. Matthew's football man. He's been playing in a Sunday League team since the age of 6. When he is not on the pitch himself, you'll find him playing FIFA with his friends and always choosing to play Millwall, of course. Play as Millwall. His favourite player is Japhet Tanganga, and the chance to meet the players and walk out onto the pitch as a mascot is a dream come true for him. Matthew is sure that this will be the best day ever. Come on, you Lions. Next up is Oliver Stock. Oliver is 8 years old and he's absolutely football obsessed. A season ticket holder at Millwall. He also plays for Beacons FC under 8s. His favourite player is Femi Aziz, and he's predicting a 2-1 win for the Lions against QPR. Next, we have Archie Elliott. He's 7 years old. He loves football and performing magic tricks. Wow. His favourite Millwall player is Japhet Tanganga, whilst he is predicting a 3-1 victory for the Lions. Next, we have Sonny Llewellyn. Sonny is 6 years old and enjoys football and dirt biking. Wow, dirt biking. His favourite Millwall player is Lucas Jensen, and he's predicting a 2-1 win for Millwall this weekend. Now we have Albert Lloyd. Albert's 9 years old and loves playing football and FIFA on his Xbox. Jake Cooper and Ryan Lander are his favourite Millwall players, and he predicts a 2-0 win for the Lions. Now we have Teddy Conroy. He is enjoying this mascot experience as a special birthday present. He loves football and playing FIFA and spending time with his family. His favourite Millwall players are Jake Cooper and Ryan Leonard, who he's pictured with above, whilst he's predicting a 1-0 win for Millwall against Queen's Park Rangers. Now we have Lola Taylor. Lola is 12 years old and loves playing football for her club and school. When she's not on the pitch, she enjoys watching Friday Night Dinner. Her favourite Millwall player is Danny McNamara, and she's predicting a 2-1 win for the Lions against Queen's Park Rangers. Now we have Stanley Brown. Stanley's 9 years old. He loves football, basketball and tennis. His favourite Millwall player is Japhet Tanganga, and he's excited to cheer on the Lions against QPR. We hope you all have a fantastic day at the Den. Yes, indeed. They're very optimistic, aren't they? All predicting wins. Now we have the Millwall message board from, again, millfc.co.uk. It's time for another Millwall message board, indeed. So happy 12th birthday to Johnny Reeves, pictured below. Now in your 10th year attending matches home and away. Wow, so it's been going since he was 2 years old. We're all so proud of you and love you loads. Dad, Mum, Ruby and Kitty. So there you go. Happy 14th birthday for Harry. Enjoy Saturday's game. Come on, you Lions. So there you go, we've got a couple of birthday kids at the ground. And if you want to appear in a future message board, which are done for home games, just email slo@millfc.co.uk, or you can I think you can call as well. Now let's get into it. Come on, there's a game apparently. The assets need to mature. So, if we click on that, and we can see the historical record of matches between Millwall and Queen's Park Rangers, we played many games at the Den against Queen's Park Rangers before they finally beat us 4-1, which is the worst defeat we've ever had at home against Queen's Park Rangers in 30th of August 1937. And then, since then, they have only beaten us 6 times. And so it's not a lot of times we have lost at home to Queen's Park Rangers. That one in 1937, which the first one and the worst one. 1-0 in 1954. 1-0 in 1973. 2-1 in 1990. Obviously they were quite good then. Was Les Ferdinand playing for them at the moment? May have done. Or maybe it's just a bit early. No, maybe. But later on he moved to Newcastle, didn't he? And then most recently, 2019 we lost 2-1, and in 2022 we lost 2-0. The most recent game was on Boxing Day 2023, was a 2-0 win for us. So you could say, in the last, if you wanted to be disingenuous, you could say in the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games against QPR at home, we've lost 2 of them and won 2 of them and drawn 1. So not that good, but when you go back to all of this, this is a game we win. This is a game we win a lot. Biggest wins 4-0 there, 1953, 5-0 in 1957. Big wins, but we win a lot. If we can try and compare it, so what are we on now? We're going to be on the 1st of February tomorrow when this game is played. So have we played them there or thereabouts? On the 8th of February 1964, we beat them. It was a 2-2 draw. Anything else in February? That's the end of February. I'm not counting that. 11th of February, a 0-0 draw. All right, 2 draws. Anything else? 24th of Feb, we lost, but obviously that was later on. Another draw. Okay. The 5th of February, 2005, a 0-0 draw. So, could be a draw tomorrow. Maybe. 15th of February, 2022, 2-0 win. So there you go. Now, moving on to more recent stuff. Not that one. That one. Last 6 games. 2 wins, 2 draws, 2 defeats. Not a lot of goals. 6 goals for us, 5 goals for them. But a lot of yellow cards. And it's going to be a full house tomorrow. So it's going to be very loud, I would imagine. And I think the Millwall fans are going to be up for this. Having seen the signings that we made so far this transfer window, they're going to be very, very optimistic. Very jolly, very loud. Obviously the 2 wins in a row as well. I mean, come on. 9 yellow cards for them, 13. 9 yellow cards for us, 13 for them. So there you go. At the moment, the table, they're above us. They're on 38 points, we're on 37. However, that's an incentive, because if we win that game, we go up a place. Which is, if we go, let's have a look at the full league table. How far can we go? So it's possible if we win tomorrow that we could go up to 11th. Obviously we're depending on Norwich and Coventry. Well, Norwich need to lose because they got a better goal difference than us, but Coventry can draw. But there you go. Now, they've just lost a game. I think it's something crazy, like the first game that they've lost in the league in about 8 or 9 games. You can only see the last 6 here, so they won 4 in a row. At home to Watford, at home to Luton, away to Plymouth, well, Plymouth are rubbish, and away to Hull. Okay, that's kind of decent. But at home to Sheffield Wednesday, lost 2-0. Okay, they failed to score. Both teams have won 9 games. They've drawn 11, we've drawn 10. They've only lost 9, we've lost 10. So that's the difference. They got 1 more draw than us, and we got 1 more defeat. Played the same amount of games. They scored 32 goals, we scored 28. Obviously, notoriously poor attack for us this season, but our defence have only conceded 26. We are one of the best 6 defences in the league. Obviously, 2 clean sheets in the last 2 games as well, 1-0 wins. They've conceded 37. They have a negative goal difference of -5. We have a goal difference of +2. Obviously, it should be more. If we look at home, this is what we've done at home so far this season. 6 wins, 3 draws, 6 defeats. 16 goals scored, which is just over 1 per game. 13 goals conceded. Obviously, recently, not done too well. You know, we lost at home to Oxford. We lost at home to Hull. And we drew against Cardiff in a game that we was winning. And that was a last minute, well, literally the last second. They scored and made it 2-2. So our last win was 1-0 at home against Blackburn. Not only was that our last win, can I tell you, I told you in yesterday's video, that was the last time we played at home in a 3 PM kickoff on a Saturday. So, you know, that's something to think about. In terms of away, oh dear. So Queen's Park Rangers are actually a very good away team. Better than at home, really. They've won 4, drawn 6 and lost 4 in away games. So it seems they're set up to draw. Pretty similar to us, really. I mean, again, we've won 3 away games, drawn 7, lost 4. Pretty similar. 12 goals scored away from home. Pretty similar. 16 goals conceded for them, 13 for us. Pretty similar. So, I mean, man, it's going to be like Millwall playing themselves away. So Millwall are going to play at home, the version of Millwall that play away at home. But are they going to wear hoops tomorrow? Are they allowed to do that? They have to wear their away kit. So yeah, these are Mill's last 6 games at home. These are Queen's Park Rangers' last 6 games away. They got smashed away at Leicester, 6-2, and but you can see they beat Plymouth, they beat Hull, they drew at Norwich, they did get heavily beaten on Boxing Day at Swansea. They failed to score in that game, but they've scored in all these other games. That's the only game they failed to score in the last 6 away games they've had. They scored at Bristol, they scored at Norwich, even against Leicester they scored 2 goals in a 6-2 thrashing. They scored the one and only goal in the Plymouth game, and they scored 2 against Hull. So it looks like they know how to score, and obviously we've got a very good defence. So can they score tomorrow? We'll wait to see. Now Millwall, obviously, we've started to score from open play. That's what we've started to do. It's something that we've been doing now. Scored 2 against Cardiff at home. Obviously, the problem was we conceded 2. Failed to score against Hull, failed to score against Oxford. But that, again, this is very early on in Thingy's reign. Like 2 days later, he didn't even have a training session, and the Blackburn game obviously wasn't to do with Alex Neil. So realistically, what we're judging Alex Neil on is this game, and this game. So what went wrong against Hull? What went right against Cardiff and went wrong? And can that be corrected when we play against QPR tomorrow? Hopefully. So if we go down to styles of play, strengths and weaknesses, obviously they got a lot more weaknesses than us. We got a lot more strengths. We got 3 very strongs. Obviously this is all stats based because it's from whoscored.com. It's based on the stats that they collect. And there's our styles of play. Obviously we're signing all these players now. Against Hull, when we played Hull, we didn't have Connolly, did we? RBW, did he play in that game? I don't know, but man, it's totally different at the end of the month than it was at the start of the month. That's for sure. So let's get into the preview. We've seen the preview. Let's have the prediction. What do they say? So there's a lot of injuries for people. They got a few injuries as well. Jake Clark-Salter, Dembele, Selar. There have been under 2.5 goals scored in 19 of Mill's last 22 championship games. Yep. Mill scored under 2.5 goals in 6 of the last 7 matches against QPR in all competitions. Mihailo Ivanovic was the hero once again on Tuesday night as his first half goals sealed a 1-0 away win against the struggling Portsmouth side at Fratton Park. After a difficult start to life in South London, Alex Neil has overseen back-to-back wins, which may have lifted the Lions to 14th in the standings. QPR's remarkable winning run came to an end in disappointing fashion last Saturday as late goals from Michael Smith and Callum Patterson sent Sheffield Wednesday back to Yorkshire with all 3 points. Rangers had won 4 league games on the spin before that defeat and will expect to bounce back at the Den. I don't think so, but they say it's going to be Millwall 1, QPR 1. So there you go. That's their preview and prediction. Let's move on to sportsmole.co.uk. And we're going to, again, skip through all this. It's very well written again, but, you know, I've got to go. Can we actually find out about QPR's run? QPR, blah, blah. What was their run? That was their first home defeat since November. Okay. Team news. Prediction. The two sides played out a draw when they last faced off in September, and with just a point separating them in the league table, we think Millwall and QPR will produce another close-fought contest, which could result in the spoils being shared. And they say Millwall 1, QPR 1. When we played in September, I don't know if you remember that game. Obviously, I'm not one for remembering games. That's not me. You know, I have to look it up. I was like, oh yeah, was that game? Oh, was it that one? But I do remember we should have won that game. I think they got a very lucky goal, and we should have won that game. I think that was the game that George Honeyman hit the bar twice. hit the post twice. He hit in the same shot. He got a shot, hit on the bar, came back to him, and he hit again, and he hit the post. The same post. He didn't hit to the other side. It's like, come on, man, what are you doing? So, I mean, man, we should have won that game. We didn't win that game. We are going to win this game now, tomorrow. Can we keep a clean sheet? You know, QPR only failed to score in once of the last 6 games. I think we're going to win. We need to score 2 to win this game, I think. Obviously, both of these prediction things have gone for 1-1. Because they probably don't think we can score 2. I think we can score 2. We scored 2 against Cardiff. You know, I think we can score 2 against QPR. I think Connolly might score. You know, he's been there or thereabouts a few times. He's set up a goal. He should have scored the penalty. I think Connolly, if he plays tomorrow, I mean, man. But we'll see. But I'm going to go 2-1. I think it's going to be Millwall 2, Queen's Park Rangers 1. And on that note, after an hour, wow, thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.